Hey, what's going on, guys? So, basically, topic today is can the Houston Rockets take down the Warriors? And basically, after a close but no cigar run last year in the Western Conference Finals, the Houston Rockets, they have their eye on the prize, of an NBA championship. But the question is, have their offseason moves made them serious contenders to Golden State's throne, or do they need more? Before we get started, I just want to ask that, if you love hoops and hoop analysis, definitely make sure you subscribe, because I have more content coming regularly on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and weekends. That's when I'm going to upload: Tuesdays, Thursdays, and weekends. Also, just thank you for the support. I appreciate it. All new subs we've been growing large. All the subs we've been getting, and just don't forget to leave comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. But basically, with the Houston Rockets, obtaining Mr. Carmelo Anthony, Brandon Knight, and Marquise Chris during this offseason, they made up, they sort of made up for huge losses of Trevor Ariza and Luke Mbah-a-Moute. So they were also able to re-sign Clint Capella. Recently they've been in the race to acquire the talents of Mr. Jimmy Butler. I'm just gonna say this right now. Currently constituted, the Rockets do not. They're not gonna be Golden State how they're currently constituted. Why? Because Golden State, if Andre Iguodala, let's just keep it a buck, all right. If Andre Iguodala does not go down early on, Golden State wins that series in 5. They win that series in 5. All right. Now, the Rockets, they did look like they were threatening to take the Warriors before Chris Paul did go down. Chris Paul went down with that hamstring injury in Game 5, I believe. Yeah, it was Game 5. That game, Chris Paul was, I'm not gonna lie, he was embarrassing Steph out there. But yeah, man, he pulled his hamstring. He went down in Houston. That was their season right there. But if they were able to acquire Jimmy Butler, this could be a possible decent fit that might be able to give them, a slight chance. Only thing is, that would be a very risky trade. Just looking at how he would fit in, Jimmy would be a perfect fit for them on the defensive side of the ball. He'd be able to match up with 2s and 3s and force all kinds of defensive havoc there. However, on the offensive side of the ball, he would definitely have to become a spot-up shooter slash slasher. Also a slasher off the ball. Because generally, Houston, they run a very guard-heavy offense. And, the motherfuckers drive and kick a lot, man. If you watch Houston's offense, the motherfuckers, it's either Chris Paul or James Harden driving and kicking. And trust me, it works. It works on most stupid teams. But, against a smart team like Golden State, it's not really going to work. People forget that Andre Iguodala, the kind of work that he does out on the floor, he's a switchblade right there. He's a Swiss Army knife. You put him on any guard, any 3, and sometimes you can switch him on a 4 momentarily, and you can shut that down for a little bit, lock it up, cause all kinds of havoc on the defensive side of the ball. And that's major, man, because they didn't have that. And they were really expecting a lot, not expecting, but trying to get a lot out of Steph. In terms of Houston, they were trying to go at Steph every time. If you watch the games, they were giving it to James or Chris, whoever has Steph. The motherfuckers they were trying to cook Steph. All right, they was trying to eat that motherfucker alive. They did a pretty good job of it overall. It's just that Chris got injured Game 5, and that's it. But let's just say this right now: that Jimmy Butler trade is definitely possible for the Houston Rockets. Why do I say that? Because PG-13, Melo, Kawhi, and Kyrie, they were all traded to teams that they didn't have on their preferred destination list. If you guys don't know Jimmy Butler, he's recently requested a trade to one of 3 teams: the Clippers, the Nets, and the Knicks. And everyone knows that all the other players I listed before that, they didn't get traded to any of the teams they listed. So he could definitely get traded to Houston or Miami. But for Houston to get in on the Jimmy B sweepstakes, they would have to offer up Eric Gordon, probably PJ Tucker as well, and the 1st round pick, most likely. But this is a huge risk to take, because the arrival of Brandon Knight, it's going to surely help with keeping CP3 healthy. But bringing Jimmy Butler along, you lose a lot of pieces. You lose a lot of pieces that make Houston run. And Jimmy Butler, he's a rental. You don't know what the fuck he's going to do. when free agency comes. You don't know if this motherfucker's gonna go play in San Antonio. Shit, I'm not. He ain't playing no San Antonio. I'm just saying, you know, just throwing a city out there. You know, I might as well set Orlando. But you don't just, you know, you don't know if he's gonna stay there or not, and that's the major risk that they're gonna, you know, run across trying to trade for Jimmy Butler, which, you know, probably isn't the smartest move. But CP3's, you know, his window is short. He is getting older, and you know, they have to take advantage of it. They have to take advantage of the time now. So the main thing is right now is that the Rockets, they just still don't have a player that can match up with Kevin Durant. That's their main Achilles heel. Like, their only hope would be, if they sign Jimmy Butler, is to match up Jimmy with, you know, with either Klay Thompson or Kevin Durant. He's probably gonna have to stick Kevin Durant. You know, and they're just gonna have to have James Harden come in shape. Need to have Fat Boy come in shape, man, and you know, and be ready to play defense against Klay. You know, to free up Jimmy. You know, to attempt to slow down Kevin Durant. But, you know, I'll give James Harden some credit. He did come into shape last season, you know, which is also evident by his raise in defensive play. He didn't look like a fucking statue out there. But nah, Jimmy Butler last year, you know, he ranked 90 in the 95th percentile for isolation defense. Also ranking in top 5 in the league for deflections per game, loose balls recovered per game, along with steals per game. So that move, you know, that's definitely an all-in move. And that's probably the only hope that the Rockets have to topple the Warriors right now, as it is this year with their current squad and situation. But I tell you what, because of CP3's age, the waiting game is not in the Rockets' favor. It's not. You don't want those problems. You know, you do not want those problems. With CP3 getting older, he's a guard. All right, he's a guard, and he's shown himself to be injury prone in the later stages of the season. So I definitely think that, you know, the ceiling with Butler, if he fit in there perfectly, I mean, they might, if Golden State, one or more of their players got injured, or DeMarcus comes back and he's just stinking up the place and he's dragging them down, he's slowing down their offense and being a liability on defense, the Rockets have a chance to win. You know, the whole thing. They have a chance to win the championship. But their floor without Butler, you know, or their floor with Butler or without Butler, I definitely think their floor this season is being out in the second round. I could definitely see Houston getting knocked out in the second round if Chris Paul got injured early, or if James Harden got injured early. You know, but I don't suspect James to get injured. I definitely suspect Chris Paul to get injured if the Rockets don't follow my advice, which would be to play Chris Paul for less than 60 games. All right, do not let that motherfucker play more than 60. You tell him he's gonna rest, you're gonna fake some injuries, you're gonna cut him or something. You know, you're not gonna let him. You cut him on a leg or something. You know, give him a slash. Do not let that motherfucker go out there and play more than 60 games, especially more than 30 minutes. Hell no, you ain't getting no more than 30 minutes. I don't give a fuck what kind of stats you want. Hell no. But that's my take on the Rockets. Yeah, we got more videos coming. All right, definitely feel, you know, make sure you subscribe down below and you know, like and comment. All right.